Welcome into Nevada Prep's preview. He's Ben Gotz. I'm Elaine Emerson. Last week was just a huge slate of high school basketball games with some really exciting results, and the action only continues this week in Southern Nevada.
Yeah, you said it, Elaine. I mean, last week we had some really winning matchups, and this week is really just more of the same thanks to one big event in town. We'll get to that a little bit later, though. That's what we call in the business a tease.
Is that CES?
CES, I picked that up there.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, we'll leave it at that tease and start with our slate of games, beginning with the Centennial boys traveling to Arborview at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. The Bulldogs are 8th in our latest Nevada Preps rankings, but the 9th-ranked Aggies haven't lost a Northwest League game yet. How do you see this one shaking out, Ben?
I don't really know. That's the fun part, right?
That's what we hire you for, Ben, is to know.
But what I do know is these two teams are 1 and 2 in the standings right now, and they're going to play each other again in the last game of the regular season. And I have a feeling that's going to be a big game. In Tuesday's matchup, though, I'm really looking to see how Centennial is going to slow down Arborview's experienced backcourt, because juniors Donovan Yap and Larry Holmes are both having really good seasons.
Well, two teams having good seasons so far are the 5th-ranked Spring Valley Girls and number 2 Bishop Gorman, and they meet at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. What are you looking for in this matchup between two Southwest League foes when they meet at Bishop Gorman?
Honestly, how many points are going to be scored? I mean, these are two excellent defensive teams, so I'm curious to see whether one of them is going to try to push the pace or if they're going to be both comfortable grinding it out in the half court. Gorman allowed only 34 points to Desert Oasis, the number 3 team in our rankings recently, and Spring Valley allowed just 28 points to number 7 Liberty in a win on Saturday.
Well, another great girls matchup on our docket. Those Desert Oasis Diamondbacks that you were referring to before, they're traveling to 4th-ranked Canyon Springs at 5 p.m. on Friday. Another closely ranked matchup that could be another close game this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see whether an impressive Pioneers team can put another feather in its cap. We haven't talked about Canyon Springs a lot yet, but this squad has some impressive wins. It's beaten Faith Lutheran, it's beaten Liberty, it's beaten Cimarron Memorial, and it's split 2 games with Foothill. And those are all teams in our top 10. This would be the Pioneers' best win yet, though, because Dio and junior Desiree Young are battle-tested, and they're not going to back down just because this game is on the road for them.
All right, now we're going to close by talking about 2 games that are actually hosted at the South Point. Kind of fun to get out of those high school gymnasiums for a little bit. And first of those 2 games is number 2 Clark versus number 3 Coronado at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday. Clark suffered their first loss at the hands of Bishop Gorman on Monday, so the Chargers could be looking for some revenge against a very good Coronado squad.
Absolutely. And this is going to be an excellent showcase of the star power in local basketball, as you've got Charger senior and Oklahoma signee Jalen Hill against Cougar sophomore Jaden Hardy. What I like about Clark, though, despite that loss against Bishop Gorman, is they are not a one-man show, and sophomore Frankie Collins and senior Antoine Jackson have made sure the scoring load doesn't all fall on Hill. I want to see if Coronado's dudes match that, because I think they've got it in them.
I think so too. All right, last but not least, let's talk about another big game at the South Point, the annual Big City Showdown. This is between Findlay Prep and number 1 Bishop Gorman. Following that Clark Coronado game earlier in the day, the Pilots have won the last 2 meetings, but by just a combined 13 points. So Ben, are we in for another close and good matchup between these 2 teams?
I think so. I mean, the
so
Gales
too.
have 2 strong, experienced players in juniors Noah Tights and Isaiah Cottrell, and I bet they're eager to finally win one of these matchups with the Pilots. That being said, the Pilots are a very tough out, and I'm curious to see where new coach Rodney Haddix takes the program. I'm guessing his game plan for this one will include a lot of touches for TCU signee PJ Fuller, and he's someone the Gales cannot let get going if they want to win this game.
We'll make sure that you are following all the action this week, especially for the Big City Showdown on NevadaPreps.com, and follow at Nevada Preps on Twitter and Facebook for the highlights, scores, and more. For Ben Gotz, I'm Elaine Emerson, and thanks for tuning in to Nevada Preps Preview.